fucking do it. It's not like anybody's fucking watching anyway. Just you.
I also had to turn the.
All right, we are sound checked in. Oh wait, hang on.
And there is one watching.
Vinny.
Hi, Vinny.
So it doesn't count.
Oh, you count, Vinny. You
count, Vinny.
And
but,
you matter.
But
and you are matter.
But I can do things like in front of Vinny. I don't care. So there's that. So in that sense, you don't count as far as curbing my behavior. There you go. Yeah. It is another Thursday. We're going to be talking about markets here. Hello, Vinny. I don't know if anyone else is going to show up because normally nobody does. So, there's that. In the grand scheme of things, we talked yesterday about how there are some things that are changing in the digital marketplace, and that specifically has to do with a lot of the current trends for social media and using social media as a marketing tool, and how that is, wow, we've got 4 people.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. I guess I'll stop doing things like and actually talk serious. But let us know who you are. Let us know who you are out there. Give a shout out. Say hi, or not, or go away. Okay, that's the thing that happened. All right. So, anyhow, yesterday we were talking a little bit about it, and we were talking about the importance of getting your digital real estate like we do every Wednesday, and how it's actually becoming a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Live or die for your business.
Yeah.
Now today I want to talk a little bit about adoption. Now, I don't mean adopting children. I mean how easily your customer base, your contacts, your leads are going to adapt and adopt a new way of reaching you. It's not fast. It takes time. It takes time in the order of months and sometimes years, depending on who you're talking about. If your target audience, the older your target audience is, the less likely they are to adapt and move to a new method of contact. One of the 6 sad things in this cray world is the fact that anyone under the age of 65 is pretty much been launched into a really fucked financial scenario. All right, it's not a big fucking secret. Where home ownership is difficult. And for the younger generations, it's seemingly impossible. And there's a list of things that I don't really need to go into, I don't think. But in general, the most available disposable income is all nestled up in those people who are above the age of 65. They have funds. They are, if you are selling things, they have to be part of your selling market. You have no choice. And unfortunately, they are really slow to adapt to new technology, to new pathways, to new methods. And we're talking about losing businesses. You're going to lose business because of it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. I can't tell you how many times I've been a customer of a website, and one of the major feedback things on the website is some fucking geriatric clown going, "I like the way things were," despite the fact that The site is more visually engaging. The site is easier to use. The site has methods for contacting customer support directly on the site as opposed to having to use email or phone calls before. But people who are older are generally resistant to change, especially when it comes to technology, and that's something that you have to actually accept. This is part of reality. So my suggestion, since the land of digital marketing and social media is changing drastically and becoming more politically divisive, that you start, I don't know, about 6 months ago getting your digital real estate together. But since that you can't go back in time, start today. Just get yourself, I did one of these where I showed you guys how you can just throw together a free website, get a domain name, start getting it populated, and start advertising that is where people can find you. Stop using social media for anything other than a funnel to get people to your website. Because at the end of the day, if you or someone you're even close to, it doesn't even have to be you, says something that the United States federal government feels that should be suppressed, you're going to get suppressed. And I see it happening to friends. And I can't say that it's not partially my fault, because I say things that the government wants suppressed all the time. Everybody knows I'm actually an anarchist. So, and like I mentioned yesterday to Donna, I still have yet to get that you may have been exposed to extreme content, which means that I am absolutely the one who's posting the extreme content that you may have been exposed to. So if you're watching this and you got one of those, sorry,
Like
that's me.
Spotify or Shopify too.
So the radical extremist, that's me. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. And that Rubicon has been crossed. We are where we are now, and there's nothing really we can do to change that. The problem is, what we're seeing is certain social media sites are seeing an exodus. Alternative social media sites are seeing a rise. And it's not a massive rise. I'm going to say this right now. I do have a MeWe account, but I also have about a dozen or so MeWe users in my contacts list, which means that people who deactivated their accounts, they didn't want to be part of it anymore. And I don't have very many contacts because not very many people moved over to MeWe. Not too many people moved over to any of these alternatives, because they're looking for the next Facebook that everyone moves over to. And I don't think that that's going to happen at all. I think everyone is so sick of everybody else's partisan bullshit that they're just going to go to their partisan allies, and they're going to go to wherever those people are. And that's that. There's no bones about it. Society is getting fractured. Balkanization as military and historical people will notice it, is happening in the United States. We are at the end of an empire. That's something I say not to be mean, not to be un-American, not to be anything, but this is something that happens. It's the natural progression of life. It's the circle of life for all empires, all nation states. They go through this where they consolidate, they go for global overreach of power, and then they fail. I will not relay the historical significance of how Afghanistan somehow ties into a lot of those failures, but it's really weird how history repeats itself. It's almost like repetition legitimizes. Repetition legitimizes. Repetition legitimizes. That's something I say a lot in my ILMT website, because I tell people, you want to get better, you have to play a lot of repetition, and people around you are going to hate you until You get beyond what you're repeating right now and move on to the next thing you're repeating, which they'll hate you for too. But that's the way history seems to work. It's like no one's learning the lesson that, empires just don't fucking work. But
You might be able to read, but do you comprehend it?
Yes. It's sort of like the Jimi Hendrix thing. You may
Yeah.
be able to hear Jimi Hendrix, but are you really listening to Jimi Hendrix? Anyhow, so that all being said, the only way really to get around this balkanization of American society, of the American marketplace, and the balkanization of the world marketplace, because I'm sure that's going to start happening sooner or later, is to have your own digital real estate, to really focus in on building your website, even if you do it in a manner that is free. And I know free is a dirty word, and everyone goes, oh, if it's free, it's not worth it. Guess what? It is, because it at least it solidifies your name on your digital real estate. If you want to upgrade later, if you go, hey, I'm making money, let me upgrade, well, then you can do that later. But you need to get your digital real estate staked, and you need to do it now. And you need to advertise now that that's what you're doing, that this is where you're going. That I'll still be here for friends and family, but if you have business needs, your best option to get in contact with me is this website. And that's how you have to start handling your business. There are going to be people who are resistant to change, and because you don't have to change just yet, you're just preparing for when that might actually happen. You can still take care of your leads, your customers that refuse to be flexible. But eventually, those customers are going to go away anyway. They're going to get old and they're going to die. It happens to everybody, except me. I'm here forever. But the reality is that you have to start setting it up now, because 2-3 years down the road, you don't want to have to rely on anything else. You're going to be stuck in a position where if the social media blanket gets pulled out from under your feet, that you have nothing to fall on. It's failure. It's fail town. That's it. You're done. Have a nice time going back to trying to be employable again, which seems to be something that's going to be a challenge for a large segment of American society post 2020. Which is weird, because everyone keeps going, oh, well, the reason why no one's going back to work is because so many people died, but that's not the case. People just don't want to go back to work. They don't want to fucking deal with a boss anymore.
They've been deemed non-essential for the last year and a half.
No.
Not only that, demands of mandatory vaccination looming over people's heads, kind of,
Seems a little fash.
Yeah. So there's those things to take in consideration. Why the entrepreneurship renaissance needs to happen.
Well, I think it's happened. It's just it takes time for everything to really hit.
Yeah.
But that means that you still have time to get in. You still have time to get set up to be part of the pioneers in leaving the employer-employee relationship. But you have to be prepared for it. You have to be set up for the inevitable downfall of social media, where people who are going to be reluctant to dealing with people just based on what their social media says, this takes you out of that. Your social media is for socializing, and you can advertise your brand as your brand and not have it physically attached to your actual social media. Your friends and family all know about it. So it's a matter of just putting your brand out there and funneling that traffic not to another social media site, but to your own personal website. Because that's where you need to go. That's what you need to do. And at the end of the day, if you don't, well, you're setting yourself up for failure. I don't want to mix words. I don't want to be like, oh, well, there's a slim chance of hope. There's just throw hope right out the door. You're setting yourself up for failure. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good look, guys.
Well, dreams aren't, manifested by hopes and wishes. It's actually, they're manifested by hard work and
Action.
and action.
Like the whole thing that the Democrats like to say, oh, hopes and prayers are useless. Well, guess what? Hopes and prayers are useless. Action is not useless. So you can hope and pray that your business is going to survive what's coming down the pipeline, or you can take action. You can start working to get your digital real estate set up. You can start advertising that you have digital real estate, that incentivize people to utilize it. Be like, well, yeah, we do business here, but if you go to our website, you can find other things and you can find better deals, or you can find different items in order to drive traffic there. Newer leads will go there. Younger people who are leads will go there. And you'll just really have the older segment of society hemming and hawing about whether or not they want to adapt to change. But you have to realize if you have a business and you have a 25-year-old lead, that 25-year-old will eventually get to 80. If you have a 60-year-old lead, that 60-year-old will get to 80. Which one is going to end up giving you more money in the long run? And I hate to make this sound like a cost analysis thing, but that's what it is. You are going to make much more money off of your younger people than you are off of your older people. So you want to cater your business to a younger audience.
Sales target those, those audiences.
Well, it's not even so much as sales targeting them. It's that you're going to be making a change that maybe some people aren't going to like, but those people who aren't going to like it are going to generally be people who you're going to make less money off of in the long run. So, because there is no long run for that.
It's kind of like a grocery store. You get used to the way it's laid out. People go right in, get what they need, and get out. But when they change it up, people are spending more time trying to track down what they need, and in that time, they're more unlikely to impulse buy too. So always changing it up,
Right.
It might upset your old customer base, but there are reasons and tactics.
I still got 4 people watching. I just don't know who they are other than Vinny and Donna. Unless it's Vinny double dipping and then there's just one other person on YouTube. Because there's 3 people on YouTube.
3 people.
And 1 person on my Facebook. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. I hate the 5 people now, or is that you now?
What would you do?
From the network. So that's the long and short of it. You really need to get your digital real estate together. You need to start working social media like a funnel to get them off of social media and onto your website to look at whatever your project is. And yes, it's going to upset some of the older clientele, because people who are older are generally more resistant to change. But in the long run, you are going to end up with less money coming from those people because of the fact that they're older and they are going to die sooner than the younger people. So you need to be flexible to deal with this whole mess that we're living through right now, because it can turn really sour really quickly. And if you don't want to be left resourceless and your business in ruin, you need to really jump on the bandwagon of getting your shit together. Put it in a bag, bring it to the shit museum, or take it to the shit store and sell it. But get your shit together. Get your digital real estate together. Get it together. Get people to start using that in order to do business with you, in order to deal with you, in order to engage with you on a customer business relationship. Because if you don't, if you get banned from social media, there goes your business. And we've said this multiple times on Web Presence Wednesday. Get your social media, get your digital real estate together. Well, now it's becoming apparent that the United States government has absolutely zero bones about admitting that they are working with social media to ban, to curb certain content, which in turn could lead to people being removed from social media. And if that's the case, what are you going to do with your business when you can't access your business's social media account because it's attached to your name and you're not allowed to go and do anything on social media?
And if you've paid to boost your,
yeah, if you've paid for advertising on social media and it's getting blocked because it's attached to your name, you just paid them for nothing. We won't even talk about the efficacy of of paying
Of
for
all that.
ads on social media. We'll just talk about the fact that they'll take your money and give you nothing in return. So, with that being said, everyone stay safe out there. Have a great day. I have to work tomorrow, so we'll see how Future Focus Friday materializes, because I'm going to be fucking exhausted because I apparently don't get to have 2 days off ever again. All right. Stay safe out there. Thanks everyone for coming by. And take it to heart. Get your shit together. Bye.